A lot of things have happened, and almost all of them not good. It's not only Subaru who is having to suffer, but it is Subaru who is having to suffer over and over. Everything we've seen so far, though, has led up to this point, and Subaru has managed to get back to the mansion. Maybe the confrontation with Beatrice will actually provide him with some more... Well, actually, anything to go on at this point would be quite nice. But after everything that's happened so far, I don't see this as being one easy solution. There's more that's going to hit the fan. I hope we're ready. And even if things go well here, it's still no closer to figuring out what to do about Rem. Living as a puppet. Being able to read everything that could happen. Well, would happen. If you got to know the future and how it unfolded, would that make you have any free will itself? Well, either it only shows itself to who it wants to, or there is no future. That's bleak. If it had coincided with Subaru's arrival, that'd be kind of cool, but I wonder. Knowledge. Who loves knowledge? But isn't Echidna dead? So what, do these contracts not expire when one of the signatories do? Oh. So I suppose, yeah, wanting to be rid of that contract, forcing her to overlook this and place for eternity. Kind of understandable. Yeah, I was about to say, Subaru. He's the one who's ended himself many times over and has asked it of others. What was the big plan? Was it actually? Was there an actual plan in place for someone to come and relieve her of her duty? She's asking, but it's not going to be a question you're going to like. This is once again testing Subaru, but not in a way that we've come accustomed to. She is deep in despair. Even if you had Eternity, it would get incredibly boring, even with so many books to read. What is his resolve? Huh. I I am awestruck about this chain of events. Subaru has done a lot on his journey. Now, this is a question which is going to be very difficult for him to answer. Even knowing that there are people out there like Elsa who is imminent on their arrival. Wow, look at that timing. She would also relieve Beatrice of this, but not in the same manner. Yep. Maybe. Ah. You thought that she was the only one out there. Of course, there would be. There'd be contingencies in place. Well, that saves Subaru doing it. Of course, he'd run straight to the village after hearing that. But do you think he'd be able to get away so easily? Yeah, she's getting bad at her job. She's one of the kids. She has been in place since the beginning. Christ. That's already been taken care of. No. Well, you can imagine what Subaru, come on, doesn't take a genius. Oh, how nice of you. He's entrapped on every side. There doesn't seem to be any way out of these events for everyone. Staying in the mansion doesn't work. Leaving the mansion doesn't work. Not going to the mansion doesn't work. Oh, nice. She deflected Elsa there without even looking. Subaru might want to take some notes. Oh, she actually got a hit off. Very nice. It's nice to see Beatrice getting some action there. Really, Subaru? That's where you draw your line? We should get some information from her, yes. At least take out all of the monsters and the magic beasts first. Oh shit, she wasn't done for. Is that the first spirit she's killed? Yeah, it wasn't him who did it, but she's achieved her goal. I don't think putting pressure on the wound is going to help in this instance. Yeah, there's not a lot of good that happened on this run. Bah! The indentation there before it cut away. Huh. What did Beatrice do right there? Is this that doesn't seem like it's a new timeline because his eye is still fucked. Did she teleport him out? Back to the sanctuary? Seems like we've seen this scenery before. Foreseeing the future isn't that difficult, but foreseeing the future of various possibilities and parallel universe type things doesn't seem like Amelia. Brilliant. It just gets better. If the fact it's not showing you her eyes wasn't enough, but the inflections of her voice, the words she's using. Is this what happens if she passes the test? Maybe. He would be ecstatic about what's going on now if that wasn't the gaze he was looking into. Emilia's VA, Takahashi VA, is doing quite some work to make this both sweet and horrific sounding. That's exactly what he wanted to hear. Did he distract her by throwing his jacket at her? The only way he made it out. Not entirely false. It's his idea how to get Garfield to end him. Yeah, that would cut through it. So something happened here. Good thing he imparted that bit of information, not that it really matters at this point. The snow. There's so much that's happened here. The rabbits came, the snow came, the Witch of Envy came. It's all converging on this one point in time. Well, that was an epiphany from Garfield. Done. I'm glad you asked. That makes this conversation go a lot smoother. And considering Roswell has kind of guessed that Subaru knows that his other selves have been talking to him, that would um okay, it's getting very difficult to see things. Trying to understand Roswell here. Any reason he needed to sacrifice Ram? I'm guessing that getting a shot off on Garfield was worth it. That amount of blood from a kick. He's got some powerful legs. Thank you for not showing the remnants of that. Your understanding of who he is missing a lot of details, but yeah, you came here to ask him a question. And so far, we've gotten a bit of understanding of it. Okay, that is quite a bit of insight. And also, yeah, feeling that way and not actually having any grief because you can potentially fix it all. Subaru would be incredibly screwed up. Well then, is his book blank as well? She achieved it. It wasn't by his hands or the way that I think she would really want it, but the end goal was achieved, I guess. The black void showing us, well, not showing us Garfield there after. Hmm. Everyone has their own goals, schemes, plans. And, oh, you're just compounding more. And that was your goal. The letter was a. Letter? Small bit of detail there, but the blood on his bandage was blotted, whereas on his foot wasn't. Nice, it was seeping into the material. Uh. Subaru might not be too pleased about this on his next journey. Why do those kicks sound like they have so much meat behind it? Subaru has had many setbacks, and he's given up on several occasions, but I don't think this much this time is enough to stop him. Yeah, last time we didn't get to see the final stand of Roswell against the rabbits, but this was an inevitability, I guess. Yeah, things are all over the place. It is all. Hmm? Then force the trial to complete. Of course, getting everyone to work together and be friends would be the idealistic goal, but that's the problem, it isn't idealistic. Yeah, Subaru is seeing this all as a. Basically, all about him. As soon as he dies, it's fine, it will start again. But for everyone else that lives in these timelines, like I was saying before. Hmm. Yeah, he's not even fighting back. Fair enough, he's accepted it. Is that a good thing, though? I saw some rabbits taking a detour to Subaru there. How did he get away? See, I told you. Toss the jacket to the side. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, every other kind of way, probably. Having this warped music box along with the film grain and everything else. Great. Oh. Oh, wow. They wouldn't show you Garfield's head, but they'd show you that. You're so conflicted, aren't you? Surely you can realise what is meant by that light vanishing. You see, once again, the timeline ends itself on everyone's dead, the world's fucked. But at least this time it is only the sanctuary and the surrounding areas rather than the entirety of the world, like when Puck went all Ice Age. Really, how has the world even lasted as long as it has, considering all of the witches that have kind of gone off and done their own thing and created these kind of, well, environmental disasters, to say the least. But seeing that kid as a controller of those magic beasts, the ones that attacked back in when one of the barrier things in the forest went, and it was all a ploy back then as well. Subaru's trust in people is going to nosedive slightly. And at first I thought that all of this, you know, it's fine if he fails once or twice, because as long as he takes a step closer to succeeding. But there isn't really a succeeding here. If he tries to fix what's going on in the mansion, the sanctuary suffers. Vice versa as well. And Subaru himself doesn't really have the power to succeed in either. This really does seem like a futile situation. Maybe if he could control the Witch of Envy. I mean, he kind of knows what makes her tick. Him. But seeing that was actually Amelia and she had just fallen so hard, thanks to a little push from Roswell. I know that there's only 2 episodes of this bit left. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. If you're enjoying these, you're going to have to let me know, because I may just have to completely just ignore everyone and just go into the second season part 2 stuff. As long as someone tells me that there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Even if it's a lie. I was just going to go straight into the next episode and kind of binge it now. I don't think I can. Get some rest. And I'll see you in the next one. And the next one. And the next one. And the next one. And the next one. If you want to be the binding contract that keeps me tied to this channel, then consider joining onto my Patreon. So far, Sal, Raywin, Electric Ant, Dynamite 1997, She-Man, Jennifer Rojas, Mecha, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Dark Shadow 7899, and everyone else have signed and ratified that contract, so there is little chance of escape. So for better or worse, I'm stuck here. But I'm still not going to call you master.